Hey guys, alright, I got another good one for you. So, let's see. This one is from 1988. It was, I want to say early winter of 88. And so I had put together this 1981 Rabbit, VW Rabbit, and spray painted it myself white, made it all cool, and of course it was not legal at all. Let's see, I didn't have any money at all. I was working as a dishwasher, making minimum wage. Minimum wage, I think at the time, was $4 an hour. And my boss was kind enough to, after 6 weeks, give me 4.25. So I'll explain maybe in another video on how I pulled off surviving. But this one is just more about the story about this rabbit. So I've got this like 81 Rabbit. Originally it was blue on the outside and blue on the inside, like that like nasty baby blue. And I was all about like playing with cars at the time. So I painted the outside white and I painted the interior vinyl black. So I had this kind of cool little rabbit going on, and there was a junkyard called Tates. And Tate was cool. He was like this fat old country guy that sat right in the city of Charlottesville, and he would just sit at this desk, and you roll in, you'd be like, hey, I want to get this, and you could get like a motor for $25, but you had to go pull it out. After a while, they started like not letting people do that. Like, they were stealing stuff, so you couldn't bring your toolbox down. Before you could just like roll in, tell Tate what you wanted, drive your car through the field with your toolbox, pull out what you wanted, come back, give him cash, and he was cool, right? So during that period, I was at Tate's and I found a Rabbit with a license plate from Florida. Now, I'm a destitute young man in my early 20s in Charlottesville, Virginia, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Working in a kitchen at a kind of Jimmy Buffett-esque restaurant called St. Martin's Cafe. And so I pillaged this license plate from Florida with the intentions of making my own stickers that put it to legal date. And so I did it. And I've got this Rabbit, and I'm driving around. I don't have any insurance, but I got it running, and it looks cool. And at $4 an hour, I'm not walking, and I'm not, whatever. I'm not walking. I can go to the grocery store. I can do whatever I need to do. So my parents lived in Arlington, Virginia, and for some reason I went to go visit them. And on my way there, the car started acting up, and I'm like, man, I got to take this thing and get it fixed. I'll figure out how I'm going to pay for it. I'll scrounge something up, but I got to get fixed. And it was late in the evening. It was late. I mean, I probably rolled into town at like midnight, and my brother and his friend Mandel Lacey, Irish guy. Can you tell? Mandel Lacey. Anyway, Mandel and my brother Tom picked me up. We hobble this thing over to a local garage, and I just drop it off in the parking lot with the intentions of contacting the garage in the morning and saying, hey, sorry for dumping my car there, but I need you guys to do whatever. I forget what was going on. And so while we're there, while we're dropping it off, I noticed this guy. I mean, it might have been as late as 2 to 3 in the morning by the time we got to this garage. I noticed this guy walking down the road. The entire town is abandoned. Nothing's going on. and there's this one guy walking along, and he's looking at us kind of suspect. And we're in the parking lot dropping my car off, and he walks over to a payphone, and he starts making a phone call. And I'm thinking to myself, that guy's calling the cops on us. And so I point out to Mandel and my brother, hey man, I think that guy's calling the cops on us. And my brother's kind of like scoping him out, Mandel's scoping him out, and we're getting back in their car, and like a 72 Pinto. How cool is that, right? And we get in the car and we start leaving, and my brother goes, nah, that guy's not scoping us out because we're stealing stuff from here. He knows that I got some really good pot, and he's stalking us. And I was like, dude, this is no time to mess around. He called the cops. And my brother's like, no, I got this one, right? So then as the guy starts walking through this neighborhood, my brother like jumps over on the next road paralleling. And as we're going through buildings, he's driving slow enough to keep up with this guy and keep an eye on him, right? And he's like lit a joint, and he's like blowing it at everybody, going, there's no way this guy's getting my killer weed, right? And I'm going, man, we are so busted. What the hell are you doing? And I'm in the back, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I had like a dinner jacket on that night, and I never did that. And I had a t-shirt on and a pair of like khaki pants. And I normally had ripped jeans and whatever, that a guy who makes $4 an hour had on. And so we get to the top of the hill. Next thing we know, we're surrounded by police cars, right? Now, the luxury of this situation is, for some reason, it was like 3 cars, and they were all women. So we get surrounded by like all these women in Arlington County, cops, right? And they get out, and they're like, get out of the car, and they got guns out, and I start going, look, I know why you guys pulled us over. We were dropping our car off down there, and I saw the guy that called in this whole thing, and I'm trying to like make sense of the whole thing, and they're telling me to shut up, and they're separating us, and I said, all right, look, once they realized we weren't like violent and they started listening, I said, look, go down, you're gonna see a white VW Rabbit, and right when the inspection should be, instead of the inspection, is going to be a condom awareness sticker from Amsterdam, because my parents had just gotten back from Amsterdam, and they, instead of getting a t-shirt, I got a condom awareness sticker. So I figured, well, I make $4 an hour, and I got a car with tags from Florida that I painted the present date on to make it legal. Well, what more appropriate than a condom awareness sticker where the inspection should be? And so anyway, I said, go down there and look. And so, one of them was like, all right, I got it. And they go down, and she's like, yeah, there's, you can hear it on the radio. Yeah, there's a car down here with a naked lady dancing with a condom with like foreign writing. And I was like, yeah, that's my car. So they start dialing in the fact that we weren't stealing stuff. But then like one of the cops is like, I smell marijuana, right? And then so I was like, well, it's not me. I got an allergy to marijuana. And so they looked at me, and they're like, all right, MacGyver, stand over there. So I'm like standing over there in my stupid little outfit that I chose that evening. And then they just isolated Tom, my brother, and Mandel. And they're like, all right, obviously it's got to be one of you two. So who the hell's got the weed, right? Well, like I said, it was all women. And there was this one like kind of big lesbian-ish, dyke-ish, butchish woman standing there when my brother said, he goes, okay, let me back up. So they said, well, you got, I smell pot, and so one of you guys have it, and if you don't hand it over, we're gonna frisk you guys. and if we have to, we're gonna strip search you. And so my brother's like, well, which one of you is gonna strip search me, right? So the big kind of, let's say butch woman goes, well, I am, right? So my brother's like, well, Jesus Christ, lady, well, here it is, and he throws it up on the top of the car, and of course, I started laughing. Mandel's busting out. My brother's trying to keep a straight face, and even a couple of the other women there were laughing. And I thought we were going to go to jail, but that got calmed down too. So eventually there was this one reasonably cool woman who just kind of said, look, I got these guys, right? So pretty much everybody left, and we've got this one woman who's willing to deal with us at this point, who's a cop, and she's not letting us go. So my brother's just throwing his bag of pot up on the roof of the car, and so she's like, I'm gonna give you a ticket. And it ended up being like, I don't know, $40 ticket at the time, which is hilarious. So she sends us, so I've been separated, but she sends Mandel back to the car. And my brother is like kind of hanging out, over, and she's sitting in the driver's seat, the door's open, and he's kind of standing there while she's writing the ticket. And my brother starts going, so when you're, not writing tickets for incredibly cool, good-looking guys like myself, what are you doing with your free time? And this woman just stops totally and looks up at him, and she goes, you need to shut up. And my brother goes, what? And she said, shut up. And he's like, she's like, look, shut up or I'm taking you to jail. And he's like, I'm laughing my butt off at that point. That was the funniest thing I'd seen all night long. And so she wrote him the $40 ticket and basically sent us on our way. It's pretty funny, I gotta admit. And getting my car back only cost me like $50, so I was pretty lucky at that point for making $4 an hour. That was what, like I said, 1988. It's amazing how you can make it, man, sometimes when you look back on it. Peace.